This is the weekly sales meeting for February 1st, 2026. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic, zero talent. If you follow professional football in the United States, you are likely aware of the remarkable turnaround of the Detroit Lions. For a franchise that joined the NFL in 1930, it has a remarkably poor record. The franchise has a winning percentage of .461, losing more than half of their games. In both 1942 and again in 2008, they failed to win a single game for the entire season. Being owned by the same people who own one of the most successful car companies in the world hasn't helped. The Ford family has proven they do not know much about running a successful football team. Enter former pro football player turned coach Dan Campbell. He was named coach of the Detroit franchise on January 20th, 2021. From that day, the Detroit franchise has had a new and different attitude. He said, "Things that don't require talent is what we've got to get better at." He wanted accountability. He wanted the players to own their responsibilities rather than rely on talent alone. As Campbell knows, those basics like effort, consistency, toughness, discipline are all under each player's control. He expects his players to master them. These skills are a foundation of how a successful team behaves. You have probably heard people say, "That kid is so talented." And sure, talent helps, but talent alone will never be enough. Success in school, sports, work, life, or selling does not depend on being born with rare gifts. It depends on doing the simple things that require no special talent at all. Show up on time, work hard, be coachable, stay consistent, respect others. Anyone can do these things. Those who do them well stand out far beyond those who rely only on talent. High school basketball coach Tim Noki said hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. This tracks. Even if someone has more natural ability than you can still win by showing up. You can win by giving your best. You win by staying open to learning. You win by finishing what you start. These habits cost nothing and need no special skills, but they set you apart. Talent may open doors, but hard work keeps them open and takes you further than talent alone ever will. Here's a list of the 10 traits often called the things that require zero talent. They are being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, energy, attitude, passion, being coachable, going the extra mile, and being prepared. These traits might sound basic, but that is exactly the point. Anyone can do them, yet few people commit to them every day. Thomas Edison once said genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. He proved it through thousands of failed experiments. This eventually led to the light bulb. His point was simple. Ideas are easy. Effort is hard. People who keep showing up, testing, refining, and pushing forward are the ones who break through. Success rarely comes from flashes of brilliance. It comes from steady, determined work that refuses to quit. One of the best examples of this truth is basketball legend Michael Jordan. Most people see him as the most talented player of all time, but he didn't make his high school varsity team as a sophomore. He didn't quit. He worked harder than anyone else. Jordan said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Author and researcher Angela Duckworth backs this up. In her book, Grit, she explains that passion and perseverance are stronger predictors of success. Those are more important than intelligence or natural ability. She writes, "Our potential is one thing. What we do with it is quite another." Her research found that grit, not talent, is what separates high achievers from everyone else. Talent can be a gift, but if you rely only on it, you might never develop the habits you need to succeed. Some people are told their whole lives that they are talented. This can lead to overconfidence. They might think they don't need to try hard because they're already good enough. But talent without work is a trap. Business leader Robert Half said it this way. He said, "Hard work without talent is a shame, but talent without hard work is a tragedy." A study in psychological science found that people praised for being smart were more likely to give up when faced with challenges. Meanwhile, those praised for effort were more likely to keep going. That means focusing too much on natural ability can hold you back. Coach John Wooden once said, It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen. Habits are those little things. Success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from the small choices you make every day. When your habits are strong, when you stay organized, focused, and consistent, you build momentum toward your goals. But when your habits are weak and you quit early or make excuses, you stall your own progress. Charles Duhigg is the author of The Power of Habit. In it, he explains how habits shape nearly everything in our lives. He says change might not be fast, and it isn't always easy, but with time and effort, most any habit can be reshaped. That is good news. It means that even if you have struggled before, you can build new habits that lead to success. Your past doesn't dictate your future, your habits dictate your future. Now let's look at what happens when talent is paired with bad habits. Think of someone who is extremely gifted but often late, refuses to practice, or ignores advice. They might look good at first, but that success usually fades. Without discipline and consistency, talent gets wasted. One example is Johnny Manziel, a football star who won the Heisman Trophy in college. He had huge potential, but his lack of work ethic and poor choices off the field ended his professional career early. Talent couldn't save him from bad habits. As football coach Lou Holtz put it, your talent determines what you can do, your motivation determines how much you are willing to do, your attitude determines how well you do it. This is why coaches, teachers, and managers often choose hard-working people over the most talented ones. Skills can be taught, but effort cannot. A 2020 survey of hiring managers found that 85% value attitude and work ethic more than technical skill. Why? Because it's easier to train someone who is reliable and eager than someone who is lazy and hard to work with. The same goes for teachers. A study from Educational Leadership found that students with grit perform better over time. That is when compared to students with higher test scores. Grit describes students who stick with their goals. They perform better over time than students with high test scores but low persistence. NBA coach Doc Rivers says, "I'd take a player who listens and works hard over someone with more talent but no discipline every single time." Angela Duckworth created the grit scale to measure how likely someone is to follow through on long-term goals. She discovered that people with high grit scores outperform others. This was measured across a wide range of people, including school, the military, general business, and the sales department. It is not because they're smarter, it's because they are more consistent. Look at Walt Disney. Before creating one of the most successful entertainment companies in the world, he was fired from a newspaper job. They said he lacked creativity. He also saw his first studio go bankrupt. He didn't give up. He kept going. Or take Colonel Harlan Sanders, who founded KFC. His chicken recipe was rejected by over 1,000 restaurants before one said yes. These people succeeded not because of luck or genius, but because they refused to quit. So how do you master the things that take zero talent? First, be consistent. Set a routine. Show up every day. Doing this builds discipline. Second, track your progress. Use a calendar or journal to mark your small wins. This includes arriving on time, finishing a task, and helping a teammate. Third, stay coachable. Listen to feedback, even when it is hard to hear. Don't take it personally. Use it to improve. Next, control your attitude. You can't always control what happens, but you can choose your response. A positive and steady mindset keeps you moving forward when challenges hit. Stay focused and keep your energy on solutions, not complaints. Always give your best effort, even on small tasks. Do not wait for the big moment to showcase excellence. Success grows from how you handle everyday details. Small actions done well build habits that prepare you for bigger opportunities when they come. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn said discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Think of discipline as a muscle you must build. It grows stronger each time you use it. Begin with small actions you repeat every day. Stick with this, even when you do not feel like it. Over time, these simple choices stack up and shape your habits. Discipline turns wishes into results. It becomes part of you, guiding you from what you want to what you want to achieve. Talent is just one piece of the story. The real winners are rarely the most naturally gifted. They succeed because they handle the basics well day after day. They show up on time, they work hard, and give full effort with heart. They do the right things even when no one is watching. They stay prepared, listen to feedback, and keep improving. These simple habits cost nothing but mean everything. Success favors the consistent, not just the talented. Steve Martin, the famous comedian and actor, once said, "Be so good they can't ignore you." You do not achieve this by relying on natural talent alone. You reach it by working at it every single day. You work at it to become your best self. You cannot change how much talent you were born with, but you can choose how hard you work, how you treat people, and how you show up. Effort, attitude, and consistency make you impossible to overlook, no matter your starting point. Start by showing up on time. Punctuality signals discipline, respect, and reliability. According to a Harvard Business Review article, being consistently on time builds trust. It reduces friction in collaborative environments. It also ensures you don't miss key information or derail group momentum. This increases your personal and team productivity. Be prepared. This is not only a motto of the Boy Scouts. Coming to meetings or tasks with a clear understanding of the goals saves hours of rework. A McKinsey Global Institute study found that workers waste nearly 20% of their time due to poor planning and lack of preparation. Read the brief. Do the research. Think ahead. It requires no talent. It requires only attention. Maintain a strong work ethic. Effort compounds. Consistent effort over time outperforms raw intelligence. Putting in focused work every day reduces the time to mastery and increases daily output. Listen more than you talk. Active listening enhances comprehension, reduces mistakes, and strengthens relationships. A Cornell University study found that teams with strong listening habits have 20 to 30% higher task completion rates. You don't need talent to listen. You need the will to pause and pay attention. Keep your word. Doing what you promise builds trust and momentum. Forbes reports that professionals who follow through are seen as 40% more effective by their peers and their bosses. People trust you more when you deliver on time and keep commitments. This trust cuts down on micromanagement and earns you greater freedom to do your job your way. Reliability turns small tasks into bigger opportunities. Over time, this simple habit makes you stand out as someone who gets things done without excuses. Greatness is within reach. It is not because of some magic talent, but because you can choose to do the things that take zero talent. And those simple, powerful choices will take you further than talent ever can. Show up on time. Be prepared. Maintain a strong work ethic. Listen more than you talk. And be true to your word. Follow through on what you say you will do. These simple things require zero talent, but will make you 10 times more productive. My new book, Double Your Revenue, is now available on Amazon.com. If you like what you have heard here today, please consider ordering a copy, or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.